Dalton Grant comes in for Jai Hitchcocks. Jake Webster, Ross Oakes, Ethan Ryan. The half-back pairing, Joe Keys and Jordan Lillett. The forward, Steve Crossley, Sam Hallis, James Green, Matt Staunton, Conor Farrell and Elliot Minchella. And on the bench, Manny Wilde, Rhys Evans and Mikey Wood and Ross Peltier. Bradford, via the boot of Jordan Lilley, they have got proceedings underway. And for the very final time then, from the first weekend in February to the second weekend in September, it's Bradford Bulls live on Pulse 2, and Rochdale are moving the ball out of their own 20-metre line over on the far stand side, but immediately you've got Hallis, you've got Webster and you've got Farrell in a free-man tackle. Lee Mitchell will get to his feet, he'll play the ball, they're going to come down that middle channel. Crossley's in defence with Hallis. Crossley driving the Rochdale back row forward, back outside the 40-metre line. Isaac Farrell gives it to the fullback Abram. They come on this main stand side now with Sheridan. Sheridan's brought down on the halfway line on the fifth and last tackle. Ainscough kicks out a dummy half. The ball played the man, and that's in the arms there of Ross Oakes, and that will be a fresh set of six, the first set of six of the afternoon for the Bradford Bulls. We've also got games taking place at Barrow. They host Batley, Dewsbury against Widnes, Halifax York and Swinton against Sheffield. We'll keep you up to date. We didn't do our big ball Pulse 2 predictions. We'll do them in a moment, Luke, but James Green has got Bradford in a good field position. Now it goes to Keys, to Pickersgill. Pickersgill along the line to Oakes, and Oakes is brought down 10 metres out from that Rochdale try line. We've only had 70 seconds gone here, and Bradford immediately probing as it goes from Keys to Green. Green's brought down on the last tackle. The 5 metres out from that Rochdale line. Hallis is in there at dummy half. He finds it to Keys. Keys to Staunton. Staunton's in! Bradford opening the scoring inside 2 minutes, and it's one of the homegrown players who'll be playing his trade in the red, amber and black next season. Manny Staunton, he's got try number 3 of the season. Rochdale 0, Bradford Bulls 4. Quick hands out of the ruck from Hallis to Keys. Keys to Staunton. Staunton's found a gap on this left-hand side, and Bradford lead 4 points to 0.
We've just seen a continuation of what we've seen over the last few weeks. Makes a really strong start again from Bradford, especially away from home, likes of York, Barrow, Dewsbury most recently. Some really strong starts in games, pinning the home side in their own half. Ross Oakes collecting a loose ball there. Some really good carries from James Green in particular, who'll be looking to get over the line for a try this season. And on the power play there, Joe Keys, bit of a double pump. Matty Staunton then crashes over for the game's opening score.
Big, bold Pulse 2 prediction. I'll quickly give you mine as Joe Keys lines up this conversion attempt on this main stand side. I think James Green will be off the nude run. I think James Green is going to get over for his first try of the season.
Is that hope or expectation, Mick?
Expectation. I'm expecting somebody to set James Green up for a try. Joe Keys, Pulse 2 kick predictor. This says 74%. 10 metres in from this main stand side. Keys strikes it. That is superb! Oh my word, we might be in for a treat this afternoon on Pulse 2. Matt Staunton, Joe Keys. We've had 3.5 minutes gone, and it is Bradford Bulls 6, Rochdale Hornets 0 here at Spotland, and that's just the start John Keir would have ordered.
Exactly right, Mick. Like we said, over the last few weeks, some really strong starts, getting an early foothold in the game, and then we've seen some really smart, composed game management from the halves in particular. Joe Keys once again pivotal in that try, as referee Jack Smith awards Rochdale a penalty from the chase and from the kick-off. Matty Staunton is adjudged to have obstructed a Rochdale man who was going to chase down Ethan Ryan. Rochdale penalty on the Bradford 10, and a really needless one to give away there.
Rochdale will fancy the chances here. 10 metres out from that Bradford try line. Ben Moores will tap the ball 10 metres out. It goes to Farrell. Farrell finds Marriott. Marriott's brought down 10 metres out in front of the post. Centre field. There's options to the right. Ben Moores finds Oscar Thomas. Thomas to Farrell to Isaac Marriott. Now it's going to go on this right hand edge, and just 8 metres out now. Moores is in there at dummy half. He gives it into centre field. Finds Shelford. Shelford a little bit of a flick on pass, but Hallis and Green, the two Bulls defenders, bringing him down 5 metres out. Ben Moores puts the fend on Pickersgill. Kick through from Moore. Pickersgill in his own in goal area grounds the ball. A deserved repeat set of 6 here for Rochdale, and Bradford are forced to concede the first goal line dropout, the first repeat set of 6 of the afternoon. Your messages are still coming in. Don't forget you can send them on the app free of charge. Damien Hunter says was going to come to the game today but got a poorly little girl, Ruby Rose, will be listening at home. Can you say hi to Ruby Rose? Well, from me and Luke Mawson and Bullman Ruby Rose says, we hope you get better soon. Bradford leading 6-0. Rochdale going down the middle with a captain. It's Lee Mitchell. Lee Mitchell has 3 Bradford players around him. Green and Hallis, they scramble back. Moore's out of dummy half. Gives it there to Isaac Farrell. Farrell to Thomas. Thomas on that left-hand edge. He's now 10 metres out to the left-hand side of the post. They're going to come back down this middle channel as a strong carry there from Moores. We'll see him brought down 2 metres out. There's 4th tackle gone here. Danger. Thomas along the line to Farrell. A bullet pass. Rochdale have put the ball down. Jack Smith says first knock on against Rochdale, and they will have the scrum 10 metres out from their own try line. Had a couple of messages for some questions to Andrew Chalmers. He will be joining us at half time. So any more messages, keep them coming, and we'll certainly do our best this afternoon to speak to Andrew at half time. Elsewhere, just an early try to Barrow, who will join Rochdale in Betfred League 1 next season. They lead Batley Bulldogs by 4 points to 0. Bradford then from the scrum. Jake Webster, tackle number 1, 3 Rochdale players around him, gets to his feet, quick play the ball. Hallis out of dummy half, now gives it to Crossley, the sun shining down here at Spotland Stadium. It's Bradford Bulls live on Pulse 2. Crossley will get to his feet, now to Hallis, goes to Staunton. Staunton upper body strength, puts the fend in. Staunton's made 15 metres there. He's rolled over 5 metres shy of the halfway line. Referee Jack Smith looks towards Matty Staunton, says play the ball as it goes out of the quick hands from Minchella to Lilly. Lily's on the halfway line in centre field. Hallis now back to Green. James Green attracting 4 defenders, and that's the last tackle for the Bradford Bulls. 40 metres out in front of the post. It goes to Hallis, to Keys. Keys dummies the kick, now kicks ahead for himself. That'll ask questions of Dan Abram. Abram does well, takes that one from the clouds, and he will move the ball over on that left-hand edge. And I think we can say, Luke, that was a good solid set from the Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, having defended a couple of repeat sets, we certainly saw no ill effects of their efforts in defence there, and we've seen what we've seen all season from Bradford Bulls. If they make an error, if they concede a penalty, they'll back it up and they'll defend for each other, and we've seen that. They come out of the other end, make some good metres down the field, and then Joe Keys with a smart kick, and he nearly collected it for the game's second score. But some promising signs with ball in hand from Bradford.
Rochdale are conceding on average 38 points a game. Bradford leading 6-0 here. We've had 7 minutes gone at Spotland Stadium. Ben Moores out of dummy half, gives the ball to Zach Baker, and Baker will be brought down 2 metres inside the Bradford half on the last tackle. Jack Smith, his right arm raised aloft in the air. It's going to go to Farrell. Farrell, a high hanging kick, difficult to hear for Pickersgill. Pickersgill takes that one from the clouds, the sun bearing down on his face, and Pickersgill continues his upward trend with his performances in 2019. Ryan's in a dummy half, gives it to Oakes. Second tackle gone. Bradford on their own 40-metre line, 10 shy of halfway. Hallis out of dummy half, now to Ryan. Ryan upper body strength, 10 metres made. Third tackle gone. They're in centre field. Keys is calling for it, but instead it's going to go to Dalton Grant. Dalton Grant now running it like a second row forward, and Dalton Grant spent 20 metres. Bradford are on the 4th tackle, 30 metres out from the Rochdale line. They're going down the middle now with Crossley. Crossley caught high on the shoulders, and Bradford have their first penalty of the afternoon. That was going to be on the last tackle, so that's a bit of a coach killer for Matt Calland. And referee Jack Smith awards the Bulls the penalty in front of the Rochdale post. It's the end of the season. Bradford 6th place up for grabs. They'll be looking to see what happens between Swinton and Sheffield, but Bradford know if they win this afternoon, they will finish 6th and they'll have an extra 30 grand in the kitty for next season. Here goes Hallis, out of dummy half, held up over the Rochdale line. The referee will stop the clock because Rochdale have a player injured in back play, and he's going to get to his feet a little bit gingerly there, the loose forward Zach Baker. On will come the Rochdale physios, the Bulls physio staff and the water carriers coming on as well in tow, and this is going to allow the Bradford Bulls a chance to just reset and focus, because they're still going to have 3 tackles remaining, and Hallis Well, the referee said he was held up over the line, but he's been somehow pushed back in the field of play, and he's actually going to play the ball a metre out from the Rochdale line. If you're just joining us, it's Mick Gledell and Luke Mawson, the Bradford Bulls media manager, on Pulse 2. The final game of the season, 2019. Bradford looking to finish with a final flourish. Hallis will play the ball, time back on, Minchella, Keys, Lilly, good linking play, good build-up, Webster's over, Webster's in at the corner, and that was vintage Bradford Bulls. Keys and Lilly, decisive decision-making, they kept their focus, Rochdale couldn't shift over in time, and Bradford lead 10 points to 0 with 10 minutes gone on the clock.
Yeah, we see another example of how good Bradford are with ball in hand. Ever since Joe Keys has come back, he's added an extra dimension to this Bradford attack, and that's the second try he's been involved in this afternoon. Just fast hands down that right edge towards Pickersgill, and then Webster created the offload, and Webster, you can't stop that man from there. Another try for him on the back of a really impressive campaign.
So Bradford Bulls live on Pulse 2. Jake Webster, last week 11 carries, 89 metres. He scored last week against Sheffield in the farewell to Odsall, and he's got try number 10 now of the season. And Swinton have just taken a 4-0 lead against the Sheffield Eagles. Swinton, they will rebrand and rename themselves to the Manchester Lions next season. And with Newcastle Thunder doing exceptionally well in League One, I tell you what, Manchester, Newcastle, York, if they don't go up in the playoffs, the championship, it's only going to get stronger next season. Keys, Pulse 2 kick predictor on the far stand side at the Sandy Lane end of the ground, says 66%. Can he defeat the Pulse 2 kick predictor? Yes, he can. A superb touchline conversion from Joe Keys. And Bradford now, they're scoring more than a point a minute, Luke Mawson. Joe Keys, well, he might have missed out on the players last week, but it's all smiles around here at Spotland so far. Bradford 12, Rochdale 0.
Yeah, we've certainly seen some parallels with the Barrow game, especially a really quick start. Joe Keys instrumental there as well. The restart from Rochdale. Ethan Ryan collects and gives it to Steve Crossley. Really impressive start with ball in hand from Bradford. Some solid efforts in defence when they've had to, but they're certainly making meters and look like they're enjoying themselves with ball in hand as well.
Bradford already on the 10-metre line. Quick play the ball, taken in by Crossley. Hallis comes on short side, gives it to Matty Staunton. Staunton's made 15 metres, carries Bradford up to their own 30-metre line, 20 shy of halfway. 15 in from this main stand side. It goes quick hands from Hallis to Green. Green's brought down on the third tackle. 8 metres away from halfway. Hallis now in centre field towards Minchella. Minchella with a sidestep, a fend, a dummy, a shimmy, a shake. Is a metre inside Rochdale territory now on the halfway line. Hallis picks it up out of dummy half. Quick hands to Lilly. Lilly was looking for Pickersgill on the outside, and he's brought down his Jordan Lilly on the last tackle. It's going to go to Keys now. Crossfield kick. It's coming on this main stand side. Looking for Ethan Ryan. Great take there from Sean Aidscough, who was under a lot of pressure. He let higher than Ryan, and he will get to his feet and he'll play the ball 10 metres out from his own try line. And now Rochdale will move it back down the centre channel, and they're on the second tackle, 15 out from their own try line. It's Swinton 8, Sheffield 0. It's Halifax 6, York 0, and it's still 0-0 between Dewsbury and Widnes. Barrow still 4-0 up against Batley. Here at Spotland, it is Rochdale 0, Bradford 12, as Rochdale move the ball down this middle channel. Crossley and Minchella in defence for John Keir's side. It's a professional performance. They've restricted Rochdale to just 30 metres. They're on the last tackle. Oscar Thomas looks for something, kicks it towards Pickersgill, 20 metres out from his own line, traps it with a foot, runs in field. He's brought down just to the right hand side of the Bradford post, 20 metres out. Tackle number 1. Lily's in there at dummy half. Back to Dalton Grant. Last appearance for the Bulls was against the reserve when they beat Featherstone 16 points to 6 a couple of weekends ago. So Dalton Grant's come in for Jai Hitchcock's the only change to John Keir's side this afternoon. Hallis now finds Farrell. Farrell, he's brought down just shy of that halfway line. Connor Farrell, 37 tackles last week. No misses. Minchella to Green. Green to Minchella. Returns the favour. Now it goes to Keys. Keys to Oakes. Oakes keeps the ball alive to Pickersgill, and Zach Baker had to make that tackle there on Pickersgill, and Pickersgill's brought down 25 out from the Rochdale line. But Bradford, they're queuing up to score, and Ethan Ryan's over. on career appearance, number 100, Ethan Ryan has the third try of the afternoon for the Bradford Bulls. He made his debut in 2016 in a 28-20 win over London. That now is his 90th try for the club, and he has 360 points. What a try! Bradford keeping a ball alive. Rochdale, they just couldn't play hot potato.
Some real quick thinking there from Elliot Minchella coming out of acting half. He noticed the numerical advantage on that left edge. He found Matty Staunton, quick to Ross Oakes, then to Ethan Ryan. It's a combination we've seen a lot in 2019, and it certainly worked again here. Too much for Rochdale. The numerical advantage worked to a T there with some quick thinking. Started off by Elliot Minchella and some good execution on the end by Ethan Ryan.
Well, we're speaking to John Keir, pitch side before the game, and he was really looking forward to what he hoped would be a good performance, and so far so good. Players are moving on to pastures new in 2020, we all know that, and one of those will be Ethan Ryan. And this playing group, you know, they're really looking to send their teammates off with a real strong performance, a real good win here at Spotland this afternoon. Ross Piltier is warming up. He might be about to be introduced to the action, but we've had 15 minutes gone, and Joe Keys on this main stand side, he is meticulous in his concentration, looking at the ball, looks at the post, draws that imaginary line, pulls the trigger. This one is homing in over the black dot, and Bradford lead Rochdale here at Spotland by 18 points to nil. 16 minutes gone, and Luke Mawson, I don't want to tempt fate here, but I've only got enough room on my notepad for another 9 try scorers.
Yeah, it's still a bit of a strong start from Bradford, but Rochdale, it's not like they're going to cause a few problems as well for Bradford. Can't discredit Rochdale's efforts so far in this game. Does Bradford have been a bit too good with ball in hand? Rochdale will come back in this game. Rochdale will have a spell with the ball, there's no doubt about that, and Bradford will need to be resilient in defence. So although they're 18 points up at the minute, Rochdale will come back out firing, especially in the second half.
2 tackles gone on the restart. Crossley will play the ball. 10 shy halfway. Hallis to Minchella. Minchella down the middle. He was just edged out by Jake Webster in the Bradford Bulls live on Pulse 2. Bradford Bulls player of the season. Hallis now to Lilly. Down the middle with Green, who come on the inside run. 4th tackle gone. The 5 metres inside enemy territory here at Spotland. Hallis gives the ball some zoom. Back on the inside from Farrell. He's brought down. And Jack Smith will give Bradford another penalty because Oscar Thomas has gone high into the face of Farrell, and Bradford have their second penalty of the afternoon, and that would have been on the last tackle again. Another coach killer for Matt Calland. It's awarded 25 metres out from the Rochdale post. Lilly looks towards the touchline. John Keir says, do what you want, boys, it's the end of season. And Lilly will tap it. Now it goes on the inside to Farrell. Farrell's lost the ball, tackle number 1, but it's another penalty because Rochdale have pinched it. There was 3 Rochdale players around Farrell, and that ball was reefed down, and I think it was either Sam Grant or Brandon Wood who were one of the 2 guilty perpetrators. But Hallis is going to tap the ball now, 18 metres out to Crossley. Crossley drives it in, 8 metres out, 5 metres out, 3 metres out now, he's on his back. Tackle number 1, it goes from Hallis to Lilly.
It's James Green.
Lilly to Green.
Green,
has he got it down? He's got it down.
He's off the duty.
The naked run. It won't be taking place. Listen to the noise. The supporters are on the feet, and nobody will be more pleased than James Green because he can keep his clothes on.
I think the people haven't invested in curtains or blinds might be a bit more pleased, Mick, but really well executed play, like we saw at Dewsbury. That player Ross Peltier crashing over. James Green were lined up for that one. 4 Rochdale players couldn't stop him. There was a bit of extra determination there. He breathed a sigh of relief. We all breathed a big sigh of relief. And Bradford now 22 points to the good.
I'm trying to think of the song. I hear it on Pulse 2 all the time. That song, we don't have to take our clothes off. I'll tell you what, Luke, you're the Bradford Bulls media manager. When you put this try on the highlights, you have to get the copyright for that song. You don't have to take our clothes off because James Green is keeping them on, and Bradford lead 22 points to nil on Pulse 2.
I don't know if he's offended that people are delighted he's scored and he gets to keep his clothes on, Mick, to be honest with you. Just second the acclaim of the Bradford fans there. I certainly enjoyed that one, and James Green, big sigh of relief. I'm sure he's just happy to add to the points tally more than get off the nudie run, as the team's obviously more important, but Joe Keys lined up this kick. Bradford really enjoying themselves on the back of a couple of penalties there from Rochdale. Needless penalties to concede. Bradford getting the field position and certainly making the most when they get it with a really clinical display so far, with Joe Keys about to put boot to ball about 5 yards in from that right touch line. Boot to ball, and that kick once again sails right through the middle. 100% from Joe Keys so far, and it's the Rochdale Hornets 0, Bradford Bulls 24.
20 minutes gone, midway point in this first half. 4 tries for John Keir and the Bradford Bulls. Matt Staunton, Jake Webster, Ethan Ryan and James Green, his first try of the season. That's why the cheer. There was a cacophony of noise. The roof was nearly lifted off this main stand here because the Bulls faithful, they were absolutely delighted that James Green has got his first try of the season in the final game of the season. There was no more chances for James Green. He's on his own 10-metre line. Lilly out of dummy half. It goes to Webster on the short side. Webster driving forward for Rochdale players. Oscar Thomas, one of them. Also in the tackle there was Jordan Smime. And it now goes out of dummy half from Hallas to Farrell. Farrell up to the Bradford 30-metre line. Third tackle gone. It's Rochdale 0, Bradford 24. Hallas to Crossley. Crossley brought down there on the shoulder by Callum Marriott and Ben Moores. And it's a quick play the ball from Crossley. Hallas is away. Hallas is away. Finds the support of Minchella to Keys. Keys down the middle. Ryan was calling for a crossfield kick. Keys takes the fifth and last tackle. 20 metres out. They're on the power play, the Bulls. They're looking hungry. It goes to Minchella, to Lilly. Crossfield kick. It's an invitation for Dalton Grant. Grant palms it back, but he's only palmed it back towards Oscar Thomas. And Oscar Thomas, the former Bradford man, will stop this surge in Bradford points. We have had 21 minutes gone here at Spotland. It is Bradford Bulls 24, Rochdale 0 in the final game of the season. It's currently Halifax 4, York 0, Swinton 14, Sheffield 0, and it's still 0-0 between Dewsbury and Widnes. Here goes Oscar Thomas to Farrell, to Shelford. On this main stand Sunday, Rochdale just going to ask questions of Joe Keys. Jack Smith says the ball's been lost in the tackle, but tackle was completed, so he'll go back towards Shelford. Shelford will get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Back they come down this middle channel. First interchange of the afternoon for Matt Calland and the Rochdale Hornets. They're up to the halfway line on the last tackle. Kick through from Isaac Farrell, and that one will find touch 10 metres out from the Bradford line. So great kick there from Isaac Farrell. He realised that Oakes and Ryan went out of position, and that's going to turn the Bulls around, and that will see Bradford have the scrum 10 metres out. So if you're just joining us on Pulse 2 this afternoon, it's Mick, the game caller Gledall, and Luke Mawson, and so far so good for the Bradford Bulls. They lead the Rochdale Hornets this afternoon by 24 points to 0. Matt Staunton opened the scoring in 2 minutes, and then it's been a quick procession with Webster, Ryan and Green. Green, his first try of the season. He can keep his clothes on. We've got 18 minutes to go to half time. Bradford in a real hungry, professional mood here this afternoon. Don't forget you can message us on the app. We'll hear from Andrew Chalmers at half time. Webster tackle 1, Hallas, Farrell. Farrell's brought down outside the Bradford 20-metre line, over on the far stand side. Once again, a quick play of the ball. Bradford really taking the game here to Rochdale, and James Green goes down the middle, and he's brought down 2 metres shy of halfway. Third tackle gone for John Keir's side. Hallas now looks towards Lilly. Lilly creates an opening down the middle with Crossley. Crossley's trying to get the ball out, but he's going to be brought down just outside the Rochdale 20-metre line. A good solid industrious run there from Captain Crossley. It now goes to Keys. Keys peppers one behind early in the tackle count. Staunton's called offside, but Rochdale will try and run it with the fullback Dan Abram, and Abram goes on a mazy run, but he's going to be penned inside his own 10-metre line after hungry defence from Steve Crossley and Connor Farrell. They're going to play the ball with Oscar Thomas in there at dummy half. They're going to go to Jordan Smime on that left-hand edge. Smime's brought down just outside the 20-metre line. Goes to Thomas in centre field. Thomas links there with Farrell. Farrell tries the show and go. Can't get past Staunton and Crossley. He's brought down 30 metres out. 2 tackles remaining here for the Hornets. They go down the middle. Short pass. Good support play on the inside. Danger here for Rochdale. That was Lee Mitchell. He'll get to his feet. Moore's in at dummy half. Now to Thomas. Thomas Peppers one behind. Pickersgill and Grant. They're going to have to deal with it. Pickersgill deals with it. And here goes Brandon Pickersgill. He's got a foot waste. He's on that far stand side. And Pickersgill's gone 80 metres. He's 20 metres out from that Rochdale line. And Bradford now, they're going to give the ball some zig. They're showing some width to Keys, to Michella. Michella kicks ahead to Ryan. Ryan regathers, traps the ball with his foot. An audacious try, an absolutely spectacular try. I've never seen anything like that. Ethan Ryan backheeled the ball forward for Ross Oaks. Unbelievable.
That sort of stuff we'll look at a place in a World Cup final, wouldn't it? Some outstanding improvisation from Ethan Ryan there. I think at first the Bulls fans started tearing their hair out when they saw him put boots to ball, but then it went into Ross Oaks' hands. What a lovely assist. Lionel Messi-esque, I'm sure you'll agree, Mick.
I can't believe what I have just seen. The Bradford fans, are you Lionel Messi in disguise? I tell you what, you need to watch that one on the highlights. That was pretty much indescribable. Crossfield kick from Joe Keys to Ethan Ryan on this main stand side with Sam Grant and Brandon Wood out of position. Ethan Ryan trapped the ball with his foot. He backheeled it past the winger, and Ross Oaks was on hand on the inside. And even Jack Smith, the referee, he looked up to the sky and thought, I'm never going to award another try like that. It is 28 points to nil with 25 minutes gone here at Spotland Stadium in Rochdale. And Joe Keys, this could be 30 points to nil, and Rochdale could be a long, long way back from this one this afternoon. Pulse 2 kick predictor, 87%. 20 metres in from this main stand side. Keys strikes the ball between the posts. He's Mr. 100%. And here, this afternoon in the sunshine at Rochdale, Rochdale Hornets 0, the Bradford Bulls 30. We have had 26 minutes gone, and Oaks, Green, Ryan Webster and Staunton, the try scorers. Luke Mawson, have you ever seen a try scored like that before? Because that was like something out of the Bible.
I think I've seen him working on that move down at Tongmik, to be honest with you. It's that training ground move. You love seeing that on the rugby pitch. But Mikey Wood bringing the ball out for the first play of the next set. Bradford really enjoying themselves out here. And although there's 2 points at stake, there's 80 minutes of rugby league, they certainly look like they're going to enjoy themselves and go out in style for the 2019 season.
Jordan Lilly on the restart to Hallis. Hallis on the far stand side. Hallis in a hungry mood. Fends off Jordan Smime. Tries to get past Sam Grant, but he's brought down on the halfway line by Oscar Thomas, and immediately after he's brought down, it'll go down the middle now with Crossley. Crossley's brought down, rolled over, 40 out from the Rochdale line. Centre field now with Michella. Michella to Mikey Wood. Mikey Wood with a strapping around the forehead. On the last tackle, 25 metres out, it goes from Hallis to Keys. Keys, Peppers one behind. Dan Abram, he looks up and sees Elliot Michella and Matty Staunton bearing down on him, and he drops to the floor 2 metres in field, and Rochdale finally have the ball once again with 27 minutes gone, 13 minutes to go to half time here at Spotland Stadium in Rochdale. Round 27, the final game of the season, and Bradford 5 tries to the good and 30 points to nil up here this afternoon. Elsewhere, still Swinton 20, Sheffield 0, Halifax 4, York 0. It's Dewsbury 0, Widnes 4, and Batley are beating Barrow by 12 points to 6. So Matt Diskin will be looking to see his Batley Bulldogs finish the season with a flourish. Rochdale on the last tackle. On their own 40-metre line, Dan Abram will play the ball. It goes to Moores, to Farrell, to Thomas. Oscar Thomas looks up, tries a 40-20. Dalton Grant will just be turned over his shoulder. Picks the ball up on the Bradford 10-metre line. He's out of the 20. He's past the 30. He's up to the Bradford 40. And Dalton Grant, great kick return there. He has dismayed 30 metres. And we're going to see Bradford's second change of the afternoon as Steve Crossley comes off for Ross Peltier. So Ross Peltier's on. Bradford on the halfway line with Minchella. Gives the ball to Lily. Lily to Farrell. Farrell's brought down 15 metres inside the Rochdale half on tackle number 4. Grant's in there at dummy half. To Lily. To Wood. Wood's going to just drive it forward. Gives the Bulls the platform. And Bradford are surging forward in earnest. 30 points to 0 they lead here. Hallis to Lily. Lily to Pickersgill, and it's on the power play, and Pickersgill will dart between some non-existent Rochdale defending, and it's going from bad to worse for Matt Calland. Bradford do have a 6th try of the afternoon, and Pickersgill, he goes back to back. He scored last weekend in the Odsal farewell, and he has try number 9 of the season, and it's 34 points to 0 Luke Lawson.
Another really clinical display by the Bradford Bulls. I don't think they've made an error yet this half. They've conceded a penalty, but they haven't made an error with ball in hand, and certainly execution's been absolutely A-star so far from the Bradford Bulls, and they're really enjoying themselves. Brandon Pickersgill, really impressive start to the half and benefiting off another slick move through hands. Bradford, Joe Keys from bang in front. Kick predictor might say 100% on this one, Mick, and Bradford Bulls look good to go 36-0 with Matty Wildy just about to join the party, replacing Sam Hallis.
Well, they've sternly started out of the blocks just like John Keir would have wanted them. And you know what? Hallis is coming off after a great opening 30 minutes here. And you're bringing on Wildy, you're bringing on Peltier, Mikey Wood, you know, feel sorry for Rochdale. They're in a very difficult situation. Joe Keys from in front adds the extra 2. And it's Rochdale Hornets 0, Bradford Bulls 36 on Bradford Bulls Live on Pulse 2. Don't forget the Bradford Bulls season tickets, they're on sale. You can use the early bird discount deadline, and you can go to www.bradfordbulls.co.uk/tickets. So a win this afternoon over bottom club Rochdale would guarantee the Bradford Bulls a 6th place finish, and with that an additional £30,000 in central funding next year. Rochdale have got the ball back from the restart, but it's a bit of a horror show as the 2 players collide there, and it was Sean Ainscough and his centre Lewis Sheridan who collided, and the ball came loose out of Ainscogh's grip, and it was picked up there by Matt Staunton. So tackle number 1 for the Bradford Bulls, 5 shy of halfway. Wildy to Peltier, Peltier not brought down, flick on pass now back to Wildy, to Minchella, the Bulls carving Rochdale up out wide with Lily, and here goes Jordan Lily, finds Grant on that outside wing, and Grant's brought down 25 metres out from the Rochdale line. Bradford looking hungry, we've still got 9.5 minutes to go to half time here. Bradford certainly not easing off the gas here, they're going full throttle, and it's going to go to Wildy now, down the middle, Minchella, support play from Keys to Pickersgill to Oakes. Oakes is inside the Rochdale 10 metre line, and Ross Oakes is going to be brought down 5 metres out, rolled over on his back by Isaac Farrell. A great tackle there from the Rochdale scrum half to Keys. Keys gets the nod from Lily, kicks it into touch, it's gone down behind the line. Is that a try? Oh my word, Jordan Lily Superman. I thought that had just been a Jordan Lily and it had gone dead into touch, but Jack Smith, he was Johnny on the spot, his eagle eye vision saw that Lily had grounded the ball from that Keys kick through, and this is some end of season party for John Keir and the Bradford Bulls. They've now got a 7th try of the afternoon, and it's 40 points to 0.
Don't know how we grounded that one. For the looks of us from the press bench, make it like the ball were going to go miles out and a 7 tackle set for Rochdale, but out of nowhere, Jordan Lily, Superman dive, somehow got hand to ball, touchdown. Referee Jack Smith in a really good position to give that, and some more really good execution, and the Bradford Bulls are loving life out there.
I've got to say, I called it as I saw it, and from here it looked like that ball had gone dead, but Lily somehow, his right arm, he must have palmed the ball down, and he's just got it down before that dead ball line. Tremendous athleticism there from Jordan Lily to score that. Keys from in front. We're turning the Pulse 2 kick predictor off. We don't need it. This is going between the posts, and it does. It's 42 points to 0. It's a procession.
It's really clinical. I think there's been a performance like this bubbling under for a while. You know, the York game, Toronto for half the game. we haven't seen this sort of performance since Widnes at home, and they've certainly been threatening it over the last few weeks, and it's a real professional showing so far from Bradford, but they won't want to let up in the second half. They want to keep putting the foot to the gas and keep going.
What was your big ball prediction? I forgot it, Luke.
I said it'd be 42-0 after 32 minutes.
I said James Green would get off the nude run. There we go. I think we've both ticked the boxes this afternoon. Bradford Bulls Live on Pulse 2, the last game of the 2019 season, and Bros Peltier on the restart up to the Bradford Bulls 20-metre line. It goes out a dummy half from Wilde to Staunton. That's the second tackle. He's 25 shy of halfway in the midfield point in the Bradford half. Now it goes to Minchella, and oh my word, Bradford looking hungry again out wide. It goes to Lilly. Lilly thought about the pass towards Farrell and Webster, decides to keep hold of the ball, showing great composure there. Good decision making between Lilly and Keys thus far this afternoon. Wildy down the middle to Mikey Wood. Mikey Wood's brought down on the halfway line, and that is tackle number 4 for John Keir's side. Here goes Wildy out of dummy half. He spotted Summit. Wildy's away, looks for the support, finds Lilly. Is this another try coming up? Keys down the middle. Keys is just going to be brought down there by Kyle Shelford in a last grasp tackle. 15 metres out in front of the Rochdale post. They're on the last tackle. It goes to Minchella, to Pickersgill, to Ryan. Ryan kicks ahead. Too much on that one from Ethan Ryan, and that will be a tap on the 20. And Dan Abram's going to quickly take this on the 20, and he wants to take a quick 20-metre restart, which he does, and it will be a relieving 7-tackle set coming up here for Matt Calland and the Rochdale Hornets. They've lost the last 21 games, not once since round 5, in a 20 points to 8 win over Dewsbury, and they have 2 points out of 26 games. It has been a pretty sorry season for Rochdale, and they're doing it tough here this afternoon, and now they've lost the ball on the halfway line, and that will be their 4th error of the afternoon. Bradford have just come up with 2 errors so far this afternoon, and James Green has just turned around to the press bench here, Luke, and this is great. I guess it shows our relationship with the players. James Green has a big smile on his face.
Yeah, he's certainly Now Mick Gledill's taking the acclaim of the Bradford Bulls supporters. There's a real party mood here. Now Mick's just as popular.
Oh, I had to stand up and applaud the fans. A lot of the Bulls fans have shown a lot of support to myself this week, and you know what, amazing, absolutely amazing. This is why we love broadcasting, this is why I love calling games, especially the Bradford Bulls. If you're at home, you're not feeling well, and I can bring you a bit of love and warmth and make you feel a little bit better, then I'm all for it, any day of the week. Bradford Bulls Live on Pulse 2, Peltier receives a penalty. Bradford's 5th for the afternoon, because he's had the ball stolen now, 30 metres out from the Rochdale line. It was a scrum on the halfway line to the Bulls. Rochdale couldn't let the Bulls get to the first tackle there. They were just a little bit too eager to reef that ball out, and they're not going to find touch. They're just going to tap it 30 metres out, and it goes down the middle with Ross Peltier. Tackle number 1. Bradford looking for an 8th try in this first half. It now goes down to Minchella. Minchella's brought down 12 metres out. They're looking on this left-hand side here. Keys is calling for it. Wilde fires it to Keys. Keys darts his way past one. Can't get past Farrell. He's wrapped up by Abram for good measure, and that's the 3rd tackle gone. 2 tackles remaining here for the Bradford Bulls, and Keys just gets up a little bit groggily, a little bit gingerly. He took a heavy hit there. It's in centre field with Minchella. He finds Peltier. Peltier palms the ball on. This is like pass the parcel. It goes to Lilly, to Pickersgill. Granson, pass the parcel, opening up. There's the prize, Dalton. You've got try number 10 of the season, and it's an 8th one for the Bulls. 8 different scorers, 46 points to 0.
And we're signing the confidence to play with at the minute, Mick. They're wanting to keep the ball alive, they're wanting to play some good rugby league, and they're spreading the ball well. And the ball then Dalton Grant on the back of a looping pass from Jordan Lilly, and he has got a strolling down that right edge. Some real promising signs, some really good confidence being shown by the players, and they're really just letting go and letting the fans see exactly what they're capable of heading into 2020.
I just want to say something, Luke. This is we knew there was always a chance of a blow up this afternoon because of Rochdale's situation, low on confidence, 21 consecutive games, conceding an average of 38 points. But you know, in this first half, this has been probably, I think it was 2001 Bradford led Warrington at the old Wilderspool ground. They led at half-time there by 54 points to 4. And I've not seen a performance from a Bradford side since they led at Wilderspool against Warrington. I know there was the blowout in 2000 against Salford, 96-16. But you know what? You've got 8 different scorers. You've got 2 errors. And John Keir's only made 3 interchanges thus far. You know, this could be anything in the second half. Rochdale have just been starved of possession. I tell you what, we'll turn the Pulse 2 kick predictor back on here as Jack Smith stops the clock with 2.5 minutes remaining in this first half. The Bulls very much could get to 50 points before half time. Keys, Pulse 2 kick predictor, 44%. This one on target, and that one goes wide, and there's a bit of boos and cheers from the Bulls faithful. So Joe Keys, Luke Mawson, he is human after all.
Yeah, in all seriousness, he's barely put a foot wrong since coming back from injury, and it's great to see him enjoying his rugby, and he's a real pivotal part to this Bradford Bulls team. And he's just got a wry smile on his face there. He won't be happy with that one, knowing his competitive nature, but certainly enjoying his rugby league, and it's great to see as Rochdale go for a short kick-off. And Sean Ainscough collects the ball. Rochdale now on the attack on the Bradford 30.
90 seconds remaining at the end of this first half. Bradford will want to keep Rochdale on the big fat 0. It is Rochdale 0, Bradford 46, and Rochdale, they will have rare ball in good field position as Oscar Thomas gives it to Abram. Abram kicks ahead, looking for the winger, kicked dead by Dalton Grant, and that will be the second goal line dropout that Rochdale have forced. He kicked ahead looking for Brandon Wood. Brandon Wood was chasing that one on the outside, and safety first there from Dalton Grant. They've got 60 seconds to hold on here at Sportland. 8 different try scorers in the first half. Staunton, Webster, Ryan, Green, Oakes, Pickersgill, Lilly and Grant. Don't forget we've got Bradford Bulls owner and chairman Andrew Chalmers joining us at half time. Rochdale, 40 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll play the ball 30 metres out after the restart from Joe Keys. Michael Weldon in possession, 20 metres out in front of the Bradford post. It goes to Thomas, to Farrell. Farrell flicks it on, it goes to Grant. That's Sam Grant for Rochdale, and Sam Grant's still going forward there. There's still a lot of fight in this Rochdale side, and he's 10 metres out from the Bradford post, and Jack Smith will give Rochdale their second penalty of the afternoon. There's 10 seconds remaining here at Sportland. Oscar Thomas in front of the post to Farrell. They know the hooter's going to go any second. Rochdale looking to score in at the corner. Ethan Ryan keeps hold there of Lewis Sheridan. The hooter will sound. Half time here, but Jack Smith has given Rochdale a penalty, and there will be one final play here. The ball was stolen on the floor, so they'll quickly tap it. It goes to Farrell, to Thomas. Thomas crossfield kick, looking for Brandon Wood. Brandon Wood's got it. Pass on the inside, and Rochdale held up on top of the Bradford line. The hooter sounds again, and that is half time here at Sportland Stadium. A job very well done for John Keir and his Bradford Bulls side. 8 different try scorers in that first half. They lead 46 points to 0. Thank you very much for joining us on Bradford Bulls Live on Pulse 2 this afternoon, Andrew Chalmers.
Thanks, man.
That was Bradford Bulls owner and chairman Andrew Chalmers joining us this afternoon on Bradford Bulls Live on Pulse 2. For those that have missed the interview, I only caught half of it. We'll certainly get that uploaded onto the Bradford Bulls Matchday Live audio boom account. But we are back underway here at Sportland Stadium. And hopefully for staff and Big Al and Robert Dyson, Andrew answered some of your questions. He met the RFL on Friday and Saturday. They now have the up-to-date budgeted accounts, and Andrew expects the Bulls to be out of special measures, as you've just heard, sooner rather than later. So there we go, back underway here. Ross Peltier already inside the Rochdale half, 5 metres inside the centre field position. Wildy to Lilly, last tackle here for the Bradford Bulls. 25 metres out, the leading 46 points to 0, remember. Wildy kicks through behind Dan Abram. Abram does well, lurches forward, and he's going to be pushed in goal. Jack Smith says momentum still going. Goal line dropout and a repeat set at the start of this second half here for the Bradford Bulls, Luke Mawson, and that's a great defensive effort to trap Dan Abram behind the line.
Yeah, certainly from the early signs of this second half, we still haven't seen any let up in intensity from the Bradford Bulls. We'll certainly look to keep the foot on the gas, and that's exactly what John Kewell said at half-time. Professional performance, clinical, and let's keep it going. Let's have more of the same.
A big Al message before the kick-off. Any news on special measures? We've just heard from Andrew Chalmers there. Al and Robert Dyson says, hi, Mick, good luck to Bradford today against Rochdale, listening from sunny Stoke-on-Trent. Thanks for yours, Luke's and Damien's commentary throughout the season. Also got to say a big thank you to Kieran Dalby, who's the social media guy on the Bradford Bulls Live Facebook and Twitter pages, who keeps you all informed on a match day for those that follow those accounts. And certainly, let's see what happens in this second half. Bradford leading 46-0. There was just a bit of hold-up in play there because there was an injury to Dan Abram, and not that Bradford are complaining. They're in cruise control mode at this particular moment in time. 20 metres out, left to centre field. Wold is in at dummy half. He surveys the landscape, gives it to Wood. Wood along the line to Minchella. Lilly was running on the outside. Lilly can't get the ball because Minchella's wrapped up 18 metres out. We have had 2.5 minutes at the start of this second half as they move the ball down the middle now with Wildy. Wildy goes on an angled run. Wildy twisting and turning. Are we about to have a 9th different try scorer? No, we're not. Great defence from Rochdale. They bring Wildy back in the field of play, and now Rochdale will concede a 6th penalty of the afternoon. That was Wildy just being held in the tackle there. It's going to be quickly taken by Matty Wildy. No expenses spared from the Bulls this afternoon. We'll go through all the latest half-time scores elsewhere after this set of 6 finished as Wildy fires it to Keys. Keys is through! That will be a 9th different try scorer. And Bradford, we've only waited 3 minutes after half-time. It is 50. They've hit the half-century, and they do have a 9th try of the afternoon. And everything bubbling nicely here this afternoon ahead of season 2020 for the Bradford Bulls. And Keys will kick his own try from in front. We might see a couple of records go this afternoon. Luke Mawson.
Yeah, again, you just see what Joe Keys brings to this side there. He's such a danger with ball in hand, whether that's assisting or taking a step and darting through a gap himself. And he's got a deserved try for his efforts there. He's involved in everything that's good about the Bradford Bulls, and again, like we said in the first half, it's good to see him enjoying his rugby league after what was a torrid opening 6 months to the year. He's certainly making up for it now as he lines up a kick to convert his own try, bang in front. You can bet your bottom dollar he'll get this one between the H, and there it goes. Rochdale Hornets 0, Bradford Bulls 52.
I was just admiring your social media work there, Luke. You just used some Keys emojis on the Bulls Twitter. And with 44 minutes gone, Bradford now have a 52-0 lead. Conversion successful. 4th interchange of the afternoon for Matt Calland and Rochdale. On will come Liam Carberry. Restart back underway via the boot of Oscar Thomas. Long and deep in the far stand corner, taken by Oakes. Oakes along the line now to Pickersgill. Pickersgill fires it to Mikey Wood. Wood, unrelentless fashion, drives it up to the 10-metre line. First tackle gone. Wildy now goes down the middle, through a hole. Half chance there for the Bulls. They're hunting try number 10 here on the restart. Minchella to Peltier. Peltier's lost his footing, gone backwards, and he's brought down 30 metres out. Jack Smith looking on, making sure Peltier's okay. He's got strapping on both knees. It's been a long old season, and he's a belligerent workhorse, Mr. Peltier. Minchella wrapped up 5 shy of halfway. 4th tackle gone on the restart. Minchella to his feet. Wildy to Lilly. Lilly to Farrell. Farrell inside the Rochdale half. 40 metres out. Last tackle coming up here. Keys is calling for it deep, but Bradford, they go on the short hand side with Lilly. Lilly kicks it to touch 10 metres out. Pickersgill was calling for it on the inside. And Lilly just apologises to Brandon Pickersgill, but Bradford, they will concede the scrum to Rochdale 10 metres out from their own try line. And let's recap what has happened in the first half elsewhere in Betfred Championship. At Barrow, it is Barrow 18, Batley 16. It is Dewsbury 4, Widnes 10. It is Halifax 8, York City 0, Swinton 20, Sheffield 6. Swinton's final season as the Swinton Lions. They'll be rebranded as Manchester Lions next season. Rochdale 30 metres out from their own try line. The Love McGledel chant's going up again. I'm humbled, Luke.
How much have you paid him?
Oh dearie me. Rochdale now 30 metres out from the Bradford line. They're looking for the first points of the afternoon. A real end of season party here. Oh, I wish the Bulls fans would leave me alone. They're distracting me from the commentary. Kick goes up from Thomas. Pickersgill takes it. And Pickersgill takes it 5 metres out from his own try line. Bradford back in possession here, leading 52 points to nil. What a performance so far. 81% reckon the Bulls might hit 100 points. That's gone up on the Pulse 2 Facebook page. Do you think the Bulls will hit 100? We're not showing any disrespect to Rochdale, but Bradford are in a hungry mood. And Rhys Evans has just come on. That's John Keir's fourth interchange of the afternoon, and he's up to halfway, and he'll play the ball as it now goes to Keys, to Staunton, to Pickersgill. Pickersgill on that left-hand edge, back on the inside to Staunton. Now it goes to Keys, to Peltier. Peltier down the middle, and Ross Peltier's wrapped up on the fifth and last tackle for the Bradford Bulls. Centre field position. We have had 5 minutes gone in this second half. It goes to Keys. He kicks in field. Abram under pressure here from Pickersgill and Wood, and Farrell have come up with a boo-boo. Rochdale have knocked the ball on inexplicably in front of their own post. That's their 5th error of the afternoon. And Luke Mawson, when it's not going your way, it's not going your way.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they've looked for a bit of a set play coming out from deep there, and they spotted a gap in the Bradford defence, a chance to ram, and unfortunately kind of typified their afternoon for Rochdale. It didn't come off. Bradford with another chance on the Rochdale 10 metre line to extend the score, but Rochdale aren't giving up. They're still putting the effort in, and credit to them for that.
From the base of the scrum, Wildy through a gap. Wildy's brought down 2 metres out. He sees his run extinguished there. Bit of messing around at the play of the ball. Jack Smith's happy. Farrell's in at dummy half to Lilly. Lily's on for try number 2, and Lily's brought down 1 metre out. Second tackle gone. They're calling for it over on the far stand side, and that's where the ball will go. First through Minchella, then to Keys, then to Staunton. Now it's picked up by Pickersgill, and that's knocked on, says referee Jack Smith. That just went forward off of Mary Staunton's chest, and that'll be Bradford's 3rd error of the afternoon. And we might just see, Luke, a little bit of a stop-start fractious second half, because it's always difficult to maintain that intensity, especially when you've posted 46 points in that first half and 8 tries.
Yeah, what we do know is it'll be a professional performance from Bradford Bulls. It always is. There will be no complacency from this side, and that errors happen in rugby league. They didn't make many errors in that first half, so the chances are we'll see a couple in this second half as tiredness creeps into it as well, but there's certainly no complacency from this Bradford Bulls outfit. They'll want a lot more as Jack Smith awards a penalty for hands in at the ruck. Rochdale getting a bit of time on the ball, some really pressure relieving possession.
Penalty to Rochdale there, 4 for the afternoon, the first in this second half, and the kick from Isaac Farrell will take Rochdale 25 out from the Bradford line. 52 points to nil, they lead here with 49 minutes gone. There's still 31 minutes remaining in this second half. It's arguably going to be Bradford's biggest win of the season. Here come Rochdale with Farrell. Thomas kicks ahead, straight to Pickersgill. Unfortunately for Oscar Thomas, Sam Grant and Brandon Wood hadn't started their run. That one goes behind the Bradford line, and Pickersgill, safe as houses, he will return the ball. Tackle 1, Grant tackle 2. Here's Lilly out of dummy half to the Welsh international, Rhys Evans. Rolled over on his back, 3rd tackle gone. I just want to say once again another thank you to everybody who's listened to Pulse 2 this season. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and we hope to be back next season. Farrell's brought down on halfway. Wildy down the middle, scoots through a gap. Last tackle here for the Bulls. 38 metres out from the Rochdale line. Minchella to Lilly. Towards Keys. Keys gets the nod from Ryan. Ryan hunting down Abram. Abram's knocked the ball on, and it's a horror show for Rochdale. If they could They will blow the hooter now. Scrum to the Bulls, 10 metres out, 50 minutes gone here at Sportland Stadium. Luke Mawson.
Yeah, again, the kicking game of Joe Keys coming to the fore again. A tricky one for Dan Abram to deal with Ethan Ryan rushing down on his back there, and unfortunately he couldn't collect the ball. And again, symptomatic of a frustrating afternoon, a frustrating season for Rochdale.
From the scrum, Wilde to Lilly to Farrell. Farrell tries to barge his way past the second row forward, Jordan Smyme and Oscar Thomas. He's brought down 2 metres out. Wilde straight out of dummy half. Tries to catch the markers, not aware. But Dan Abram, the fullback for Rochdale, does well. And Rosemary Wilde over on his back. That'll allow Rochdale to set their defensive line up on their own line. Down the middle it goes with Mikey Wood. Third tackle gone here for the Bulls. 2 remaining. They're leading 52 points to 0 here. It's been a procession thus far. Wilde misses Michela out. He's the decoy. It goes to Ross Peltier. And Ross Peltier, he has got that one down for mine. And it's a perfect 10 for the Bradford Bulls. 10 tries this afternoon. Staunton, Webster, Ryan, Green, Oakes, Pickersgill, Lilly, Grant, Keys and Peltier. 10 different try scorers. A real team effort, a team performance for the ages. And nobody was going to be stopping Big Ross Peltier from 5 metres out after that decoy from Inchella, who ran on the inside. The gap opened up and it was Lilly's pass to Ross Peltier, and Peltier showed too much strength to get past Moores, Mitchell and Shelford. And Jordan Lilly, well, he's in fine form. 3 try assists last week against Sheffield. He's got another 3 try assist this afternoon, and it's 56 points to 0. 52 minutes gone on the clock. The Bulls beating the clock here on the scoreboard. A 10th conversion attempt coming up here for Joe Keys. 20 metres in from this main stand side. Joe Keys, 3 from 6 last week. He was only 50% with the boot. And Bradford, are they about to add another 2 points on that Pulse 2 scoreboard here in Lancashire? Keys over the top of the bar, and the far post, the officials wave that one away. Well, don't extract the DNA just yet. He is human. 54 minutes gone here. Rochdale 0, Bradford 56. Luke Mawson.
Yeah, again, some field position gifted by Rochdale, and Bradford certainly making the most of it. Having made an error on the previous attack in Rochdale territory, they didn't want to make the same mistake. And again, we're certainly seeing a real killer instinct from this Bradford Bulls outfit this afternoon, and another set play executed really well. And Ross Peltier touching down in similar fashion to James Green in that first half.
A perfect 10 so far for the Bradford Bulls. 26 minutes remain. Peltier, fresh after scoring his 5th try of the season. He is going to be brought down 20 shy of the halfway line, just to the left of centre field. They're going on the short hand side with Wilde to Staunton. Staunton puts the fending on Farrell, and he's going to bulldoze his way up to the halfway line. 2 tackles remaining here for John Kerr and the Bulls. Centre field now with Keys. Michela, Lilly's through a gap. He has support either side. Finds Michela. Mini, can he get in? No, he can't. Michela, a last grasp try saving tackle. The Bulls have him stretched. It's a walk-in for Grant, and it's 60 points to 0. And Dalton Grant becomes the first Bradford Bulls player of the afternoon to get a double. What a run from Lilly down the middle. It's great second phase attack. And Dalton Grant, he now has try number 11 of the season. Luke Mawson.
Yeah, again, Elliot Minchella and John Lilly pulling the strings in the middle there. John Lilly darting through a gap. Elliot Minchella supporting like he has done all season. His support play and his anticipation is superb. Just held up short, but they had numbers on that right edge, and it could have gone to Reese-Evans, it could have gone to Dalton Grant. The result would have been the same. And the second of the afternoon and 11 for Bradford. Really enjoying themselves, and there's no let up. And you look at the players walking back to the starting positions, there's no complacency, they're enjoying themselves, but you can tell they want more. This certainly is at the end to Bradford scoring this afternoon.
I tell you what, Luke, all I'm thinking about now is that boutique stadium on Richard Dunn's 6,000 capacity. Dear Santa, deliver for Bradford.
The atmosphere is absolutely outstanding, and the players are certainly benefiting on the back of that atmosphere and support from the Bradford Bulls fans. As we've seen all year, some really good away performances, not just on the pitch but in the terraces as well. The fans certainly travelling the Betfred Championship in numbers, and they're certainly loving life this afternoon. And just a special shout out to our Bradford Bulls women's team this afternoon, who have gone over to the reigning Super League champions Wigan, and unfortunately a last second try from Wigan levelled the scores there, and it's finished 20-all. But Bradford's playoff hopes are still alive, and it was an incredible effort from them to go over to Wigan, put in the performance they did and just fall short, keeping their playoff hopes alive. And there's a lot of work done from Beth Sutcliffe and Kirsty Maroney to get Bradford back to the former glories, as Joe Keys converts that try from the touchline. It's Rochdale Hornets 0, Bradford Bulls 62.
Bradford Bulls live on Pulse 2, 62-0, the Bulls lead here. A fantastic effort from the Bradford Bulls women's side. 20 points apiece at Robin Park in Wigan. I've only got enough space in my notepad for 3 more tries. And we've got 24 minutes remaining. Hope springs eternal. I might have to go find out if there's a Staples nearby. Buy an extra pad. Bradford on the restart. 30 metres out from their own line. Good strong carry from Farrell. Tackle number 1. Lily goes out of dummy half. Minchella. Oh, they're enjoying this, the Bulls players. Minchella puts the fend in, and he's fearless. He runs at 5. Blue and red shirted Rochdale Hornets defenders, and he's took a bit of a knock there to the face, Minchella. Jack Smith's going to stop the clock because Minchella's down, and hopefully nothing too serious here for Elliot Minchella. He just ran at those 5 defenders, and I think it was just courage, and yeah, looks to be in a little bit of pain here, Elliot Minchella.
Yeah, hopefully this isn't the end of the game for Elliot Minchella, and hopefully he can carry on. It'd be a shame for someone who's been such a superb performer in this side, not just this afternoon but this season as well. He's going to get back up onto his feet with the Bradford Bulls physio Matt Duke. He didn't look in the best shape, but there's no need for Bradford to take any risks, and I think this might be his final contribution of the 2019 campaign.
Hallis will come on for Minchella. Minchella receives a standing ovation. Bradford's 5th interchange of the afternoon. 3 more remain. And just to recap the team news, Dalton Grant came in for Jai Hitchcock, who suffered a sternum injury. Liam Kirk and Tom Doyle, the 18th and 19th men. Joe Brown, the 20th man. He's been running on the water all afternoon. So Bradford in possession. 2 metres shy of halfway. 4th tackle gone on the restart after Dalton Grant's double. Willed it to Keys. Kicks ahead for Ethan Ryan. Ainscourt out of position, but Abrams back there at home. He picks it up off this fantastic played surface here, and he's going to make 25 metres up to the Rochdale 25 metre line. Out of dummy half, it's going to go with Sheridan. Sheridan on the short side. He can't get past Ross Oakes and Manny Wilde. They're going to come back down this middle channel with the loose forward, Zach Baker, and he's brought down on the 3rd tackle, just shy of the halfway line. Out of dummy half, Callum Wood goes down the middle, finds the support there of Gleeson. Gleeson's brought down on tackle number 4. Rochdale 40 metres out from the Bradford line. They're going to go with Oscar Thomas. Oscar Thomas's pass has been lost. It's another error from Rochdale. They're 8 for the afternoon, and that's picked up on the 0 tackle there by Dalton Grant. Grant will get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Lillian at dummy half to Farrell. Farrell, a man possessed. He's going to be brought down 2 metres shy of the halfway line. It has been a full team performance. 11 tries. Evans, 20 metres down the middle. Bradford on the 3rd tackle. 30 metres out down the middle now with Wilde. Bit of direct style of rugby league football now. Rochdale starting to tire. We approach the hour mark. We've still got 22 minutes remaining. It goes to Farrell, to Evans. Grant's going to have a hat-trick. That was clinical finishing there from the Bradford Bulls. The passes were sticking like silk, and Bradford lead by 66 points to 0. Luke Mawson, a hat-trick for Dalton Grant.
Yeah, he's certainly made the most of his opportunity this afternoon, you could say. Whenever he's played Dot, he's always looked a threat on the wing, and he's benefiting from some really good interplay just on the inside edges. And a neat move down there, lovely pass out of the back door from Connor Farrell. Just before the pass from Rhys Evans, and quick hands again to Dalton Grant for a stroll in. Bradford Bulls really enjoying themselves, and Dalton Grant ending the season in style, making up for lost time.
Joe Keys will attempt the conversion on this main stand side, right in front of our commentary position. You might be able to hear the Bulls supporters. Over 1,000 in attendance here. There, the party started in earnest. Don Valley, 1997. They're on the feet, they're banging the drum. Red, amber and black is in the air in Lancashire. Joe Keys has this conversion attempt from this main stand touchline. A long afternoon for Matt Calland, the Rochdale head coach. He's asking how long's left. There's still 21 minutes left. Keys in front of the post. That one goes in front. Boos and jeers again. It's all jovial. Nothing serious this afternoon. And in the 59th minute here at Spotland Stadium on Pulse 2 on Bradford Bulls Live, it is Rochdale 0, Bradford Bulls 66. Oscar Thomas on the halfway line, about to put boot to ball. Lady scores, Barrow 24, Batley 16, Dewsbury Rams 4, Widnes 20. It is Halifax 8, York 6, and it is Swinton 26, the Sheffield Eagles 10. Bradford on the restart, over on the far stand side, taken in there by Ross Oakes. Tackle number 1. Quick play the ball from Oakes. Now it goes from Wilde to Peltier. Peltier is brought down on the Rochdale 40-metre line, and in Ross Peltier's haste to offload the ball to the supporting Hallers, it has ricocheted off a Bradford arm, and that will be a Rochdale play the ball on their own 30-metre line. And now someone has held Isaac Farrell in the tackle, and it's a 5th penalty to Rochdale. Oscar Thomas, no messing about, finds touch 10 metres inside the Bradford half. So the Bradford Bulls will be next in action this year on Boxing Day as they begin their pre-season preparations ahead of 2020. And Rochdale, 25 metres out from the Bradford line, in an attempt to quick play the ball, Liam Carberry has come up with error number 9 for the Rochdale Hornets. Scrum, head and feed to the Bradford Bulls now. Don't forget to keep your messages coming in on the app. If you're listening on the Pulse 2 app, send us a message. We'll give you a shout out this afternoon. Let us know your thoughts on how season 2019 has gone. So far so good this afternoon here. Bradford will finish 6th. They'll get the extra £30,000 in central funding. I tell you what, that's an extra player in my book. Wilde to Farrell. Farrell down the middle. Up to halfway. Good, strong running, great leg drive. 4 Rochdale defenders bringing down the former Wigan and Featherstone man, and it's a penalty to the Bradford Bulls because they've stolen the ball in the tackle. York now leading Halifax 12 points to 8. And just for those who are struggling for any rugby league next weekend, you've got the Betfred Championship playoffs. Toulouse against York on Saturday evening, and on Sunday evening it's Featherstone against Lee. Bradford on the back of their 7th penalty. They're 10 metres out now with Peltier in front of the Rochdale post. It goes from Wilde to Lilly to Farrell. Farrell's in, non-existent defending, and Farrell, he gets try number 13 of the afternoon for the Bradford Bulls, and it's 70 points to 0 here. We're in the 63rd minute, and it is Bradford 70, Rochdale 0. And once again, that was Jordan Lilly controlling the ruck. Lilly moving the ball on this main stand side. A short, deft pass into the breadbasket, and Farrell crashing over. Too much power, too much strength from 5 metres out. And Keys will attempt this conversion attempt. 10 metres to the right hand side of the post. A 13th try then of the afternoon for the Bradford Bulls. 10 different try scorers. Staunton, Webster, Ryan, Green, Oakes, Pickersgill, Lilly, Keys, Peltier, Farrell, and a hat-trick for Dalton Grant. And we've still got 16 minutes remaining. Joe Keys then, Pulse 2 kick predictor, 110%. He looks a study in concentration, between the posts, that one will sail. He pilots that one into the stand, behind the post, and it is Bradford Bulls 72, Rochdale Hornets 0 on Pulse 2 this afternoon. Mick, the game caller Gleddle, and Luke Mawson, the Bradford Bulls media man. For the final time in 2019, Rochdale try a short restart, and that's caught there by Zach Baker. Keys was the only Bradford player alert, and Baker used his upper body strength and superior height to just leap up and take the ball. Rochdale, they'll be looking to get some points on the board here. 25 metres out, 15 minutes remaining now. Can they breach this Bradford Bulls line? Michael Weldon is brought down on the second tackle. Oscar Thomas is calling for the ball on the left hand side. They decide to go on the short side with Farrell. Farrell's pass to Mitchell, very flat, but in comes Matty Staunton and Joe Keys in a two-man tackle. Rochdale 10 metres out from the Bradford line. It now goes to Farrell. Farrell uses the width towards Smimes. Smimes brought down. Jack Smith says play on. They've offloaded the ball to Shelford. Shelford's going to go towards the Bradford line. It's 2 metres out now on the last tackle. Danger for the Bradford Bulls. Ben Moores, a short pass. Rochdale have lost the ball over the line. And that is going to be, well, the referee's going to say it's been knocked on. And he's going to say goal line dropout. He's going to say it's been knocked into the Bradford in goal area by a Bradford player. So for all Rochdale's hurt and pain this afternoon, Luke Mawson, they've actually forced 3 goal line dropouts here. Bradford leading 72-0.
Certainly not giving up here. It's credit to them as well. You know, it could be quite easy just to wave the white flag, but they're certainly giving Bradford a good go here with ball in hand, and they've forced a few repeat sets, asking questions of the Bradford defence here, and that quick restart just giving them a bit of a breather. And they'll certainly look to get a few points on the board before the end of the game, but full credit to them for not giving up. They're certainly giving it a good go.
Rochdale 20 metres out from the Bradford line. It goes from Farrell towards Smime. Smime is brought down 10 metres out. Great defence from Peltier and Farrell working in tandem. Moore's in at dummy half towards Thomas. Thomas gives the ball there towards Weldon. Weldon's wrapped up. 4th tackle gone here for Rochdale. They trail 72 points to 0. Here goes Ben Moores, kicks ahead early in the tackle count. Too much on that one. And Rochdale, they're going to claim a try here. But Jack Smith says it's another goal line dropout. Brandon Pickersgill saves the day and grounds the ball. So a bit of concerted pressure here in the final 15 minutes from Rochdale. If you're just joining us on Bradford Bulls Live on Pulse 2 this afternoon, you've missed 13 tries, and it is Rochdale 0, Bradford Bulls 72. The restart from Jordan Lilly up towards the halfway line. Tackle number 1 comes in from Aidan Gleeson. Gleeson's brought down 30 metres out. It goes down the middle channel. Lee Mitchell is brought down on tackle number 2. Ben Moores brought down. Go down the middle. Goes with Smime, with Shelford. 3rd tackle gone. 2 remaining in this set. Mitchell, short pass towards Farrell. Shelford again. Shelford twisting and turning, rolling on the Bulls line. 4th tackle gone here. A tackle remaining. Scoop pass from Moores towards Thomas. Thomas out wide. A chance here for Rochdale in at the corner. It's Zach Baker, kicks through, and it's another goal line dropout from the Bradford Bulls. That time it's Dalton Grant, Luke Mawson. Well, the defence is almost as good as the attack, if not better.
Some real desperation to keep that 0 on the scoreboard, and we know Bradford pride themselves on the defence, and although they've got the 72, They won't be happy if they concede in these last 10 minutes, but Rochdale, full credit, ramping up the pressure. It's a third back-to-back set, and something needs to change here or Rochdale will get over.
The referee has stopped the clock. Dalton Grant receives a bit of treatment, and Ross Peltier is going to come off for James Green. As we said at the start of the broadcast, a lot of players are going to be moving on to pastures new next season, so they're going to enjoy the final 12 minutes of the season together. Bradford leading 72 points to nil in this second half. 5 tries, and they're defending well as Rochdale move the ball up to the halfway line. In at dummy half is Ben Moores. Moores decides to go down the right, gives it there towards Gleeson. Gleeson back to Thomas. Thomas evades Green, but he's brought down by Staunton and Wildy in a 2-man tackle. 18 metres out from the Bradford line, just to the right hand side of the post. Down the middle they go with the captain, Lee Mitchell. He's led by example. 10 metres out now. Moores to Shelford, to Farrell. Farrell kicks ahead, and Pickersgill, well, he's got the zoom and the zigzag, and he somehow averts the danger. And after 4 repeat sets of 6 here on the Bradford line, Luke Mawson, they come through unscathed. Pulse 2 scoreboard, Rochdale 0, Bradford 72.
Yeah, they'll certainly take as much pride out of their defensive efforts this afternoon as much as their attack if they can keep Rochdale to 0 here. 4 successive sets defended really well. Rochdale, another neat kick in behind, looking to force another repeat set. They can certainly take a lot of credit with their character levels at the end of this game. But Bradford's desperation to keep that 0 coming to the fore there and looking to defend this lead for each other the last 10 minutes of the season. Last 10 minutes together for some of these players, and they'll certainly want to end it on a high note.
Yeah, there's just a hold up in play here. A Rochdale player receiving a bit of attention over in the far stand corner. It's the centre, Lewis Sheridan. Bradford leading 72 points to nil here. Referee Jack Smith happy that is okay to continue. 10 minutes remaining here. Final 10 minutes of the season. Sun still shining down here on Rochdale as it goes out from Wildy around the ruck, finds Crossley. Crossley 10 metres, 15 metres forward up to the Bradford 20 metre line. Wildy to Lilly, to Hallis. Hallis carries Bradford 25 shy of halfway. Zach Baker just could have been penalised for laying on there, but referee plays the advantage. It goes to Farrell. Farrell's on this main stand side, and Bradford are going to be adjudged to have lost the ball. And that was good defence pressure there from Jordan Smyman and Zach Baker. Hand and feed at the scrum to Rochdale, and we always knew, Luke Mawson, that it could descend into a bit of a fractious second half, and I think the last 10 minutes, the result never in doubt now, and it's, like you say, it's just getting a little bit fractious and a little bit sloppy and scrappy.
Yeah, I think that's come from Rochdale's sort of energy levels in these last 5 minutes. Have taken the sting out of the Bradford attack, and they're certainly growing in confidence a little bit and looking to chance around these final sort of 8 minutes left. They sense a few errors coming into Bradford's play, and they're enjoying some field position in the Bradford half for probably the first time since the 10th minute, and they'll want to end the season with a score just as a bit of matter of pride. But Oscar Thomas's pass goes to ground, symptomatic of the Hornets afternoon and season, and Dalton Grant latches onto that loose ball, and Bradford emerge unscathed yet again.
David Wood has just messaged in on Twitter, and he says it sounds this Bulls support this afternoon is unreal. Well, let me tell you, 1,000 Bulls fans here at Sportland. They've travelled in big numbers all season, and they'll be hoping they'll be travelling to the Tetley Stadium and Dewsbury in the temporary 2-year move. Bradford, 40 metres out now. Lilly finds his former Stanley teammate, Sam Hallis, and Hallis is 20 out. Make that 18 metres out. 2 tackles remaining here for John Keir's side. Rochdale have managed to stem the tide, but not for long. It's another penalty to the Bradford Bulls there. 8 for the afternoon, in front of the post. Some of the Bulls fans, a bit of humour, they shouted, take the 2. And Bradford know what they want. They want another 4, potentially 6 points. Crossley, tackle number 1, 5 metres out. Wilde in there at dummy half. Misses out Green, finds Keys, goes to Pickersgill. Ethan Ryan out wide. Forward pass though, the try will not count on the scoreboard. And we were just about to give Pickersgill some Pickersgill praise for another try assist. But that pass adjudged forward. And Ethan Ryan, in what could very well be his last game for the club, he doesn't have a double this afternoon. 7.5 minutes to go here at Spotland Stadium. It's Barrow 24, Batley 16, so Barrow are going to end the season with a win at home. It's Shrewsbury 8, Widnes 20, Halifax and York playing out a real close tense one. Halifax 8, York 14, and it's the Swinton Lions, soon to be the Manchester Lions 36, Sheffield Eagles 16. Here this afternoon in Rochdale, 10 different try scorers, a hat-trick to Dalton Grant, and Keys has 10 from 13 attempts. Rochdale, they've lost the ball again. Another error on the halfway line. They're 12th for the afternoon. And here goes Pickersgill. He's picked up the ball. He's inside the Rochdale half. He's still going, Brandon Pickersgill. Finds the support of Wilde. Wilde to Keys. Farrell wraps Keys up. 2 magnets colliding there. And Keys is brought down 15 metres out. They go back down the middle with James Green. James Green, 8 metres out. Bradford on the second tackle, hungry for more points, and it's a penalty in front of the post. They're 9 for the afternoon, and Jack Smith slowly losing patience with a bit of discipline now from the Hornets. It's going to be taken by Wilde. Wilde to Crossley. Steve Crossley is on top of the Rochdale line. He's held up, will go back to the 10. The Bulls will reset, reload, recharge, and Bradford hunting a 14th try of the afternoon now. Wilde to Keys. Keys is through a gap, and he applies the afterburners. And Joe Keys, he's going to play an important part in season 2020 for the Bulls, and he just gets better and better and better. What a try that was from Joe Keys, who's had a really difficult 2019. Keys is back with the ban, his 8th try of the season, and it's 76 points to 0. And we've got 5 minutes remaining here, and the challenge is coming on from Mark Dunning. Can you get to 80?
Yeah, Bradford Bulls fans again loving that one, and just shows Joe Keys' quality there on the ball. Spotted a gap, he put on the afterburners, and glides his way through the Rochdale defence for his 2nd try of the afternoon and his 8th try of the season. To say he just came back at the end of June, it's incredible, and I can't wait to see what a full season with Joe Keys looks like for the Bradford Bulls. Fantastic talent and a really clever player as well. What he's got in his mind, he matches with his skill set. A fantastic player with a fantastic attitude.
Well, the Bulls fans, they're all on the feet in this main stand. They're enjoying their Sunday afternoon trip across the Pennines to Rochdale. Bradford Bulls live on Pulse 2. The Pulse 2 kick predictor, 88%. This one, 15 metres to the right-hand side of the post. The touch judges having to shield their eyes in the September sunshine. This one's gone to the right-hand side of the post and wide, so Keys is human after all. And here on Pulse 2 this afternoon, Keys has a personal haul now this afternoon of 28 points from Bradford's 76. There's no way back for the Hornets. They've got 4 minutes to hold on. Oscar Thomas with a restart, goes for a 10-metre restart once again. Rochdale palm the ball back. Keys is quickest to react. Joe Keys will take tackle number 1 for the Bulls. 5 metres inside the Rochdale half. He'll play the ball. The Bulls might get 80 yet. Hallis, no look pass. Touched in flight by a Rochdale arm. 0 tackle. So it goes to Pickersgill. And Pickersgill now will plot a course towards the Rochdale line. And Pickersgill has been caught high in the tackle. And Bradford have their 10th penalty of the afternoon, awarded 40 metres out from the Rochdale line. Keys will find touch on that far stand side. 20 metres out. 3 metres. minutes remain here. A job very well done by John Keir and his Bradford Bulls side. Manny Staunton, tackle one from the penalty tap. And Manny Staunton has caught a stray arm there in the tackle. He'll get up and play the ball. It now goes to Wilde. It goes to Crossley. Crossley to Wilde. And Wilde, he receives the offload. There's no one at home. And Bradford do have 80 points. And Manny Wilde, in what could be his final game for the Bradford Bulls, he has try number 7 of the season, and Bradford now, oh my word, they have 12 different try scorers. What a finish to the season here for John Keir and the Bradford Bulls. Manny Wilde, he wanted to get a piece of the action. I hope there's no more tries, Luke. I've run out of room in my notebook.
Look at these Bradford Bulls fans to your left, they want more, Mick. They'll give you a pen paper if you need it. Look at the fans, stood on their feet. They have not stopped all afternoon. What a club. What a club and what a set of supporters.
Hold on here, something special happening here.
Ethan Ryan's lining up this one.
Ethan Ryan in what could be his final ever game for the club, made his debut against the London Broncos.
It's gone through the post.
And it's gone through the post. And Ethan Ryan, he goes out to 1 from 1. And everything, it's like a fairy tale this afternoon. Everything that's gone right has gone right. The last meeting between the two sides in April at Odsall, Bradford 52, Rochdale 16. The last meeting here back in June 2017, Rochdale actually beat the Bulls 28 points to 14. But the Bulls, well, the Rochdale hoodoo is well and truly out of the kitchen window, and we are playing down the final minute here, the final minute of the Bradford season, and Bradford are looking for more points. Green tackle number 1, it goes to Crossley on tackle number 2. The timekeeper about to sign the hooter here, and Bradford, job well done here. 20 seconds remain here. Bradford on the halfway line. Hallis in there at dummy half. It goes to Lilly on this main stand side to Evans. Evans, well, Lilly's give a forward pass away. The Bulls fans won't care. The hooter about to sound any second now. It has finished here at the Spotland Stadium. Rochdale Hornets 0, Bradford Bulls 82. The 2019 season comes to an end. A record victory for the Bradford Bulls. And John Keir said pre-match he was looking forward to a good performance. And oh boy, has he got a good performance. He's got a great performance. Players moving on to pastures new in 2020, and this very special playing group, they have certainly sent their teammates off with a win.